My HOA tried to make me rehome my dog for no reason. What's up, y'all? It's Jay, the baddest, the fishiest, most that you'll ever see on the internet, and that's on what?
Period.
Exactly. That's on period. Now, in today's video, as you guys seen by the thumbnail and read by the title, I'll be reading some of the craziest HOA stories ever. Now, before we get into today's video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe like fish if you haven't already. And yeah, let's get into today's video. And don't skip the ads. Thank you. Okay. First, HOA story. The HOA came to my house right when we moved in at 6 a.m. to let me know that we chose the wrong garbage company to pick up our trash at 6 a.m. They would have to fuck around and find out, for real. Next, my best friend lived in a neighborhood for a short period of time with a very strict HOA. One of their most ridiculous demands was that on trash days, all city trash cans must be removed within 30 minutes of trash pickup, otherwise there will be a fine. Trash pickup was at 10 a.m. when most people were at work and couldn't move their trash cans. That is ignorant. They think people don't have jobs, huh? Okay. Number 3. Our HOA has a decree against sidewalk chalk. This was especially apparent during the pandemic when kids were kept at home and looking for something to do. HOA rules make no sense half of the time and are heavily slanted against the underrepresented on the board because the same old nosy busybodies are the same only ones who want to be on the board. Literally saw one lady wait for her mom and her 2 kids to come back from a walk to tell her to clean up the sidewalk chalk outside of the garage door. I'll just never understand. Mind you, sidewalk chalk. You know, the washable chalk. That would actually piss me off. Number 4. My HOA tried to make me rehome my dog for no reason.
Bitch!
Yeah, no. Most recently, they tried to fine me for late fees because they didn't cash my dues check for several months. I closed that account and moved my money, not knowing they hadn't cashed it, so the check bounced. Yeah, that sounds like you should have cashed it when you got it. Your problem, not mine.
Talk that tea.
Dang, yeah. You know what? That's why it sucks. Don't let nobody play with you, especially in the HOA.
Uh-oh, back again.
Anywho, okay, number 5. I lived in a townhouse outside of DC that was part of an HOA. No one had repainted in years, so my roommate got a can of Hunter green paint, the same color our front door and shutters were, although very faded, and repainted. One neighbor walked by and told us how nice it looked and complained about how no one ever spruces up their house. Another neighbor came over, eyes down the can of paint, and left. A few days later, we got a nasty letter about how we were in violation of the HOA rules for using the wrong brand of paint. Yeah, I can't do no HOA. I can't, because a fine for using wrong paint, the wrong brand, mind you. They're reaching. Oh, they added more. Not the wrong color, the wrong brand. We were given a week to fix it or they would come out and paint over our house numbers on our 2 reserved parking spaces so anyone can park in our spots. Short of high school, this was the pettiest thing I'd ever seen in my life. We got another nasty letter a few days later. Clearly some wackadoodle was driving by our house every day looking to see if we repainted it yet. Then I'm going home and keyboard warring their hearts out. That would piss me off. Number 6. My former HOA called me selfish when I asked for a handicapped parking space. They will not assign me a space. I cannot wait to move out of that place. Can we get some backstory on that? Wait, so she calls you selfish for wanting a handicap space. Were you handicapped? Anyway, number 7. Our old HOA had rules about how many plants you could have in your window, what type of blinds you could have, how many decorations could be visible from your windows, and what you were allowed to have on your balcony, etc. I got an official notice for hanging a wet towel over the back of the chair. That wasn't even my fault because she didn't spell it right. But we're gonna fix that up. Over the back of the chair on the balcony for less than an hour to dry after going to the pool. That is petty. HOA is actually petty. Whole lot of bullshit. Number 8. We went back and forth with the HOA about weeds on my property until I realized they were considered huge hedges weeds. Eventually, they relabeled it to unauthorized landscaping, or something to make me remove them. That was a $400 fine in the meantime.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
Number 9. I put a baby gate up during the day. I put a baby gate up during the day when I'm outside with my dogs to keep them in the backyard, and then put it up every night. I've gotten several temporary fencing violations for a baby gate. HOAs are horrendous. I can agree. I can definitely agree. Because HOA, I feel like they just be bored. Like, you ain't got nothing else to do to just find people and find something to complain about. Like, anyway, number 10. My mother was in the hospital dying from cancer when she received a letter from the HOA of her condo complex that her patio curtains needed to be white, not blue. HOA Number 11. One day we got a note on our front door from the HOA telling us to remove the well. We didn't have a well, neither did any house around us, so we disregarded it. Then the following week, we got another letter stating that the well was an eyesore and needed to be removed because we can't have wells on the property. No. Number 12. HOAs are absolutely the worst. I moved out of my townhouse because they decided we couldn't have more than one pet in our homes, and I had 2. They said they'd fine anyone who didn't comply and wouldn't hesitate to take out liens against homeowners and retaliation. Instead of fighting it in retrospect, I wish I would have been more bold. I decided to sell my home. You decided to sell your townhouse because you had 2 dogs and it was going to take the lien out. Okay. So, what would happen if they took a lien out of your house? Y'all, I literally have my MacBook just running on a treadmill game on Roblox, girl. And it keeps going off, so I have to get up and turn it on and all that. Anyways, number 13. My parents were moving out of their home and got a storage pod for their move. It was there less than 24 hours before the HOA received the complaint and had to notify my parents that it needed to be removed. The whole point of a pod is to move everything yourself, usually within a week. It was ridiculous. True. But I don't think they have anything else better to do so. I feel like that was very unnecessary. They just don't got nothing else to do. They don't got nothing else better to do. 14. My old HOA banned us from putting up "Hate has no home here" signs. We got so pissed that we ended up making it into a door hanging, since they couldn't do anything about door hangings during the holiday season.
Talk that tea.
You tore that. 15. My aunt and uncle had a problem with their garage door a few years back that led to them needing to get a replacement. Their home is an approved HOA color, but it's not really a color you can get for a garage door. So they bought a white one and figured that was okay because it matched the trend on the house. Almost immediately, they got a letter from their HOA threatening to put a lien on their house for not having it painted the same color as the house. Plus, it was supposedly an unapproved change in style of door. And make sure title unclear. To clear up the title, you must pay off the lien. That is so stupid. Yeah, that would piss me off. That would actually piss me off so bad. 16. The HOA we currently live in is pure chaos. So wishy-washy, we had a brick car parked in our driveway for a couple days. Mind you, we had told the HOA of this because we were not sure what to do with the car and what the insurance was going to do a claim on it. Anyway, the HOA went back on their permission. Even though we clearly had it in writing, got a fine for having a car illegally parked in our driveway. Yeah, these stories are making me upset. Anyways, 18. The HOA where I used to live held a meeting to fine me over my unmowed yard. I had broken my ankle and was in a boot. Oh. Okay. You know what? I despise this ankle, so I'm finna just fix it with my super cool app. So fishy, right? I know. I'm gonna go down. Go a little bit to the right. No, I don't like that. Okay, I can just a little. Is this tea? I like it. I live. Okay. Anywho. Where was I? The boot. I would actually sue. Like, I would sue. For real. 19. On Thanksgiving Day, my neighbor, who was part of the volunteer patrol, called the cops on my family because they parked in front of my house for a few hours. Everyone got tickets, and we got a fine for having cars parked in the street for an extended period of time. Don't worry. When the neighbor said they went on vacation, don't worry, she said. When said neighbor went on vacation, I placed 25 plus plastic flamingos in her yard. In her yard. Wait. Yeah, in her yard, and proceeded to call the HOA every day until they got back. What can I say? Sometimes karma needs a hand.
Talk that tea.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me follow you. I love that. No, I love that. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Sorry. My mom's boyfriend hung up a Canadian flag over the garage. The HOA went after them saying no flags. He complied because he didn't want to fight. Then he noticed others had these decorative flags hanging, like the one that says spring is here, and decided to read through the rule book and double check. Sure enough, no rules about flags. HOA perhaps flips their tables about flags and starts in on him. There was like a year-long feud between them until my mom's boyfriend decided to run for HOA president himself and won. No, that's right. I know that's right. 21. Oh, y'all be almost done. Oh my gosh. We had 17 minutes. Damn. They denied my first request to expand my deck because they thought I would have wild parties at all hours. With the extra 10 feet we wanted to add to it. Yeah, 10 feet ain't a lot. You could add them a little 6 feet. 22. HOAs are unreal. There's been a long-running dispute at my parents' association. The association covers basic landscaping, some standard shrubs and perennials, trimming and mowing, etc. Owners can add additional greenery to their garden beds if they want. This one woman insists that she wants flowers provided to her like the ones in So's yard that those people pay for on their own. How can this be so hard to understand? Oh, it's gonna be just for real. Anywho, my HOA told and fined me because my car had a flat tire one morning. Absolutely absurd. Absolutely. Yeah, because I can't live in an HOA. Number 24, last. And finally, we built a house in a neighborhood and we had to have the HOA approve the blueprints and check the construction progress periodically. They signed off on everything the week after we moved into the completed house. They told us the back of our house was 15 feet too close to the property line. When I reminded them that they had signed off on everything, they told me that that wasn't their problem. Oh, okay. Yeah, FHOAs still is not, and there will never be not. But anyways, that's all for today's video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe like Fishy if you haven't already. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank Fishy, Fabs, Skinny, and Coinzy. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.